Thank you.
Thank you very much for being time for us to the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Information and Strategy, Mr. Victor and Mentorship. Now, I have the pleasure to respectfully invite the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agric and Food System, to officially brief the case.
Great farmers. I was just testing in my wanted to know what farmers are doing. I know that we have some farmers who are members of the press, or members of the press who are farmers. So I will repeat myself. Great farmers. Great farmers. So when I say great farmers, what do you say? It's about great farmers. Even if you are not a farmer, you know Ireti is also a farmer. He owns a cassava farm. He does garri. So during Oje, go for a food subsidy market that they were always harassing me for us to buy garri. Yes, I know we have poultry farmers here. Some people have asked us, FOIL power banks. But even if you are not a farmer, so long as you ate in your house this morning, or you are going to eat after this, you're a farmer. And if you are not a farmer, you must take a farmer. So great farmer, no farmer, no food again. All right, so good morning, everybody. First and foremost, a warm appreciation from the entire Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems to the Ministry of Information and Strategy, ably led by our very own Mr. Omoti. I call him Omoti. But this gentleman here, I think is the most calm person I've ever met in my life. For the fact that he holds a very strategic position in the Executive Council of the Lagos State Government. And it means that with everything that happens day in, day out, this man should always be on the edge. But this is the most calm person I've met in my entire life. And for that reason, I don't see any other fit than being of authorship. So, for holding the text from the Lagos for the last 7 years, I'm doing a fine job of this. Mr. Monty, I've never said this to you before, but publicly, I want to tell you that we appreciate you, we love you, your wisdom, the knowledge that you provide, your posturing, and your very calm demeanor and funny demeanor at that. I don't think if you've ever heard this man make jokes, you'll be very surprised that he has a clownish, gene in his system. So, Mr. Moti, we just want to say thank you very much, and thank you to everyone from the Ministry of Information and Strategy. Also to my number 6, we are 5 and 6, to the special advisor, the one and only Mr. Rice, in the whole of Nigeria. I'm not sure I've heard of anybody having a PhD in rice before, but if there's one person that comes to the forefront of that, it is none other than our very own Dr. Oluwarotimi Fashola, who is a very, very, very important man in such times as this. And this year particularly is a very, very important year for all of us. So, rice here, so thank you very much, Dr. Oluwarotimi Fashola, for leading the charge with everything related to the rice commodities and every other thing in between. And to our very own permanent secretary, both from the Ministry of Information and Strategy, who is not here today, Mr. Lanre Bajulaye, has also held the fort. And good enough, he has helped us to anchor several of our programs in the last 1.5 years. Unfortunately, it's not here, but we know that he's having a fantastic time organizing the wedding coming up. So we send our regards to him as well. And to our own permanent secretary, the tallest man in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems. I'm not sure if we have anyone taller than him. And I think also it has helped to place the ministry in a very good space. Because when we see our PS on Mondays and Tuesdays, he looks like a bank executive. By the time he wears the suit with his blue tie, you will think that he's about to compete with Tony Elumelu. So he's been able to also help change the narrative about farmers and about agriculture. So to our own PS, Mr. Emmanuel Fatai Audu. And then we have our Director of Public Affairs Department of the Ministry of Information and Strategy, Mr. Shegun Ogundeji. And our Director of Information Production, Mrs. Shade Kadiri. Nice to meet you, ma'am. God bless you. And then to Director of Public Enlightenment, I've never heard that before, but I think that's a good one to have. Mr. Tayo Obi, thank you very much. And to all of our directors, GMs, PM, from the Ministry of Agriculture and Food System, I will name them one by one. The reason why I'm doing that is I was just asking Haiti, is this going to be our last ministerial presidency? I don't know. But this is the 7th year running, and 7 is the number of perfection. So you permit me that with all we've done in the last 7 years, the directors, the PMs, the GMs, the officers from the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems, they deserve a round of applause for holding the fort in the very difficult times that Lagos found itself in the last 7 years and taking it out of that space. So I will start from the Director HR, Human Resources Admin and HR. We call her Steady Love, the one and only. So permit me, Steady Love, a round of applause for you. Sorry, media, that we are going this round, but this people need to have their flowers. We also have our incoming director, or is it substantive yet? From today, exactly. So you can see them left in blue. This is Dr. Idris. He's our current new director, veterinary services. So a round of applause for him as well. We have our general manager, Lagos Coconut Development Authority, Ms. Ola Jumoke. A round of applause for her. We have our director, Rice, the one and only Wakili. He will be retiring very soon. So if you ever yes. And then we have our director of Agric Services, our own DAS. Mr. Okushe, a round of applause for him. We have our director audit. Our director show a round of applause for her. We have Madam, you are in fishery department, Fadama. So Fadama is not here. So we have, she's representing our PM or SPC in Fadama. So they then we have our director of ATI Farm Service Center. So at this training institute, that's our own Alaja. Second. And then we have our director ATI Songa Ibadagri, Dr. Saba. And we have Ministry of Agriculture and Food System. That's our director Finance and Accounts. And then we have our Ebony Beauty, our director of agribusiness, Mrs. Gonzalez. We have our director legal, my own sister from Ikorodu. We have our director of fisheries. A round of applause for her. We also have our director, GM representative, our Agric Lands Holding Authority. A round of applause for her as well. We have, I can't see the next person. We have our own pseudo or deputy director, our own Dr. Falano from Department of Fisheries. Then we have our director ICT, a round of applause for her. We have our director Agric Mechanization, a round of applause for her. We have the one holding everything together for us, our director planning, economic planning, everything, planning, okay. And we have our director forestry, and then the one who has to coordinate this whole thing for us from our own end. We have our director, PAU. Okay, I'm not finished. We have our director, PAU. A round of applause for her. We have our PM, LSAD, that's the Lagos State Agri Development Authority. A round of applause for her. Then we have our director, Agro Produce Quality. Department here, assurance, everything related to the food hubs in terms of the implementation of the food safety. We have her, that is Mrs. Roti Obiebo. A round of applause for her. And then we have Deputy Director, Deputy Director. So that's Deputy Director Livestock. A round of applause for you as well. And then we have other officers from the ministry seated behind there. Abi, I should mention your names too. I'm wasting the media time. I want to give you your flowers. We have Timile, we have Akorede, we have Bakari, we have Mohammed. So thank you very much to the media for obliging us. This is our 7th ministerial press briefing. Before I go on to the speech, I would like to thank the media for having been our friend. We may have had our differences once in a while, but I think by and large, the media, the members of the press, they have been very good to us. And we want to appreciate you for being a part and parcel of all that we do in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems. I don't think there's anything we do that we do not have the media with us. So we want to really appreciate you, from Titi Abere Owo to Mr. Dan, to everybody that's seated here, to the entire Coco crew. Just want to say thank you very much for being a part and parcel of our journey. And so it gives me a sincere pleasure to welcome you to this year's ministerial press briefing, where we share the progress, impact, and the strategic direction of the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems under the visionary leadership of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. At previous briefings, we highlighted the purposeful steps taken by this administration to transform agriculture in Lagos State from a traditional production-focused sector into a modern integrated food systems economy. Today, I am pleased to report that this transformation has progressed from foundation to scale, and from isolated interventions to coordinated systems, and from policy vision to measurable results. Under Governor Sanwo-Olu's leadership, Lagos State has shown that food security goes beyond production. It means building a comprehensive food system in which food is produced efficiently, transported safely, stored properly, processed competitively, traded transparently, and made accessible to households at stable, affordable prices. Our mission is clear, and that is to build a resilient, inclusive, technology-driven, and sustainable food system that ensures food security, creates jobs, empowers the youth and women, attracts private investment, and positions Lagos as a leading food systems hub in Africa. This mission continues to be anchored on 4 strategic pillars. 1, strengthening domestic production. 2, is deepening up-country partnerships. 3, is building storage, logistics, and processing infrastructure. And the 4th is transforming market systems for efficient food access and distribution. And with consistent investment and guidance from the government, these strategic pillars are being translated into tangible achievements across 6 key areas. The first is in training, capacity building, and human capital development. In the past, we reported that over 100,500 farmers and fishermen had been trained in modern agricultural practices, enhancing productivity and livelihoods. I am, however, pleased to announce that an additional 25,300 farmers, fisherfolk, processors, livestock operators, coconut value chain actors, rice farmers, market operators, youth, women, and agribusiness owners have been trained in the year under review. The continuous implementation of programs in this direction is a testament to our belief that human capital remains the foundation of our food systems transformation. The training focuses on accessing technical support, enterprise advisory services, input sourcing, market and financing linkage opportunities, and the training programs implemented include the Lagos Agripreneurship Program, LAP, which supports young people with knowledge in modern agriculture, exposing them to poultry, piggery, aquaculture, crop production, agribusiness management, and value addition. Under the year in review, the ministry has trained over 1,500 youth. The program is not simply a training platform, but a pathway for young Lagosians to transition into productive agribusiness ventures that can create jobs, improve food supply, and build a new generation of agricultural entrepreneurs. And the beneficiaries go through an all-expense-paid, 1-month intensive classroom and practical phase within the ministry's facility, and an additional 3-month internship and mentorship phase, after which the beneficiaries are supported with agricultural productive assets, net houses, and accessories to engage in commercial leafy and fruity vegetable production as teams within our food production centers at Badagry and Ikorodu. Through LAP, young school leavers have begun to embrace agriculture as an occupation, transitioning from job seekers to job creators and able to support their families while contributing to social development in the state. The second training program is the Lagos Agri Scholars Program, LAST, which is designed to deepen agricultural interest among secondary school students across public and private schools in Lagos State. Beyond classroom teaching, LASP is exposing students to practical agriculture, school farming, teamwork, innovation, and agribusiness thinking. In the ongoing edition, we invited applications from both public and private secondary schools in the state and received an impressive response from 442 schools. This level of participation is a strong indication that our educational institutions and the leaders behind them recognize the critical role agriculture plays in the growth and development of our dear state. More importantly, it reflects a shared belief that our students are not just learners but a vital pathway to achieve sustained agricultural space availability. One supply amongst and provided engage in open field vegetable production. Thereafter, 12 winning schools are provided complete net houses with agronomic and external service support, all free from the government. The current competition is particularly important because it is building a pipeline of young people who see agriculture not as a last option, but as a field of science, technology, enterprise, and leadership, deliberately changing the mindset of the next generation and preparing future culturists, agri-tech innovators, food entrepreneurs, and policy leaders. The third training program is the Lagos State Butchers Academy program. Red meat value chains in global businesses for hygiene, and the academy is a key part of the ministry's strategic initiative to sanitize the meat industry and attract a younger generation to a profession traditionally seen as being for the unenlightened. The objective of the academy is to educate butchers on standard operational procedures to ensure meat is handled, sold, and transported under strictly hygienic conditions, to address the aging demographic of traditional butchers by recruiting and training young managers and graduates to manage the state's new last-mile meat shops, teaching trainees on proper meat dissection techniques to maximize the value of different cuts, which helps reduce waste and increase profitability and build public trust in the safety and quality of red meat sold across the metropolis. The academy operates within the mechanized abattoir at Okoba in Agege, where essential kits are free of charge and are integrated into the state's network of eco-friendly refrigerated retail containers. So far, 20 youth have been trained and supported with the containerized meat shops and now operate their butchery business across the state. Based on this year's success, Mr. Governor has approved the training of an additional 40 youths and the provision of 10 meat shops to activate their butchery businesses. Second, in the strategic pillars, the agricultural infrastructure development. Infrastructure continues to remain the backbone of our food system transformation agenda, and food security cannot be achieved by production alone. So, as we believe that if food is not aggregated, transported, stored, processed, distributed, and marketed efficiently, then production gains will be lost through waste arising from inadequate storage, logistics, and market efficiencies. This is why Lagos State has continued to prioritize infrastructure that not only supports production but also connects farms to markets and markets to consumers. And under the infrastructural development agenda, we have number one, the Lagos Rice Mill at Imota, which was commissioned in 2023 and is the largest rice mill in Africa and the third largest globally. Occupying 8.5 hectares, it has the capacity to produce 2.4 million 50 kilobags of rice annually, creating 1,500 direct jobs and over 250,000 indirect jobs. In 2025, we continue to optimize operations and deepen partnerships with smallholder rice farmers across the country to maximize utilization of this landmark asset. To boost paddy production, the ministry has cultivated a 100-hectare rice field at Egua, 100 hectares at Agbore, cultivated over 100 hectares at Boingo, provided input support to local rice farmers, and launched the eco-fortified rice, a nutritionally enhanced version of eco rice in late 2025 to combat widespread malnutrition and micronutrient deficiency, especially amongst children. The product is enriched with a specific blend of vitamins and minerals to improve public health without altering existing dietary habits. Under the year in review, the Lagos Rice Mill in Mota produced over 500,050 kilobags of eco rice and continues to contribute to the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. We also have the Lagos Central Food Systems and Logistics Hub at Ekwe, and this hub in Ketuere remains the flagship infrastructure project of this administration in the agriculture and food system sector. Conceived as a modern, data-driven and technology-enabled food logistics platform, the hub is designed to transform how food enters, moves through, and is distributed across Lagos State. Upon full completion, the hub is expected to become the largest food logistics hub in sub-Saharan Africa. It is designed to service over 1,500 40-ton trucks daily and support the storage, processing, aggregation, and distribution of over 1.5 million metric tons of food annually. The facility includes cold and dry storage systems, processing and repackaging centers, quality control laboratories, warehousing and logistics bays, digital market systems, truck parks, aggregation facilities, trading platforms, and support infrastructure for food safety, traceability, and price intelligence. This project is significant because Lagos remains Nigeria's largest food market, with an annual food economy estimated at over 16 trillion naira. Yet, a large percentage of the food consumed in Lagos comes from outside the state, which exposes the state to supply chain disruptions, high logistics costs, poor storage, price volatility, and post-harvest losses. The Central Food Systems and Logistics Hub is our strategic response to these challenges. And by improving aggregation, storage, processing, and distribution, the hub will reduce food waste, improve food safety, lower logistics costs, and support more stable food prices. It will also create significant employment and enterprise opportunities across transportation, cold chain, warehousing, packaging, trading, processing, food safety, retail, and technology. Today, I'm pleased to inform you that the first phase of the Lagos Central Food System Security Systems and Logistics Hub is scheduled for commissioning this year, and you will all be invited to witness the unveiling of this iconic structure. This will also mark a major turning point in the Lagos food systems transformation journey, as it will demonstrate that Lagos is not only responding to food security challenges through temporary interventions, but through long-term infrastructure that will strengthen the food economy for generations. We also have the Lagos State middle-level agro-produce hubs. Following the success of the hub at Dioro in Oshun, in which we reported that the volume of transactions traded as at the last ministerial press briefing was valued at over 2.6 billion naira. I'm delighted to report that from May 2025 to date, the hub has reported an additional 1.2 billion naira in transaction volumes from 76 market days, with over 850 vendors registered, generating over 7,000 direct and indirect employment. The Fresh Food Hub at Idiorogoshi has already demonstrated the value of structured market infrastructure by improving food aggregation, supporting direct farmer-to-market linkages, creating jobs, and enabling better produce handling. The long-term plan is to establish similar hubs across strategic locations in the state, with the broader ambition of ensuring that every local government and local council development area has access to structured, efficient, and modern food distribution infrastructure. Towards this end, the government has instructed the mid-level agro-produce hub at Abidjan, has constructed the mid-level agro-produce hub at Abidjan, which was commissioned virtually by Mr. President in April 2026. We'll be launching the hubs at Agege and subsequently Okwebi in the next couple of months, and also we have started the construction of the hubs at Bombata areas and will be commencing with Kurudu. Sites have also been identified for Apapa, Festac, and the Lekki axis. We also have the establishment of the cattle transit station and ranches at Igodu in Epe, which is a strategic initiative by the state government to modernize the red meat value chain and enhance food security. Spanning approximately 250 hectares, this facility is designed to transition cattle rearing from traditional open grazing to a more organized private sector-led feedlot system. This project was established to address significant critical gaps in Lagos State's red meat supply and public health, to serve as a buffer against supply shortages caused by interstate strikes or road blockages, ensuring a steady flow of beef and dairy products to Lagos, provide enhanced nutrition and quality, as cattle raised in these controlled feedlots can reach weights of over 500 kilos, significantly higher than the 300 kilos average found in open markets, and in addition to facilitating beef traceability, strictly monitoring animal health to prevent the spread of zoonotic diseases, and eliminate the security and logistical challenges associated with open grazing on city streets. This project is operated as a public-private partnership, and when fully operational, the Igodu Cattle Ranch and related red meat initiatives are expected to generate between 1,500 to 2,000 direct and indirect jobs. The fifth, in terms of the infrastructure development facilities, we also have the Lagos Aquaculture Center of Excellence, LACE. Aquaculture remains one of the most important value chains for Lagos State, given the huge demand for fish among our population. Lagos is one of the largest fish consumption markets in Africa, with a demand of over 380,000 metric tons annually. It is ironic that despite the state's geographical location and natural endowment, a significant portion of fish demand is still met by imports from outside the state and supplies from other countries. This creates a major opportunity for investment, production, processing, and job creation. And in the last ministerial briefing, Lagos Aquaculture Center of Excellence is being developed as a major intervention to unlock opportunity. The center is designed as an integrated aquaculture facility that will support the production of 15 million of table-sized fish, 20,000 tons of processed fish, 1,000 tons, and scope makes it one of the in the state. It's expected to support thousands and of small fish exports, improve breeding, access to feed opportunities. It will also serve as a hub for research, demonstration, business development. The Center for Technologies, including recirculating systems and productivity and social to support processing, thereby the labor on a complete aquaculture ecosystem is going to reduce dependence on imports, improve local food, create job processors, and strengthen Lagos' position as a leader. It is important to report that with sluice in place, water reservoir, destruction of foodstuff ponds, dress of embankment and rock bottom, and parking ponds, of auxiliaries will commence shortly. We expect to before the end of this administration. 6, we have the access and agricultural market. Through the ministry has made significant at improving rural logistics and ecosystem. Since to requirements for onboarding, project institutional framework and engage departments exercise, conduct 900 kilometers of priority class C and D rural roads have been identified and documented in line with national standards. Roads are strategically used and are expected to significantly improve funds. In addition, key institutional requirements to ensure as well as align with brand guidelines. Under successful onboarding, upon successful onboarding, Lagos State stands to access substantial financing to develop critical rural infrastructure, reduce post-harvest losses, improve food distribution efficiency, and further strengthen the state's food system transformation agenda. We also have, as one of the strategic pillars, enterprise support, financing, and enabling. Agriculture is no longer being treated as a subsistence activity in Lagos State. It is being developed as a serious economic sector capable of creating jobs, supporting small businesses, attracting investment, and driving inclusive growth. Through various programs, the ministry has continued to support farmers, agripreneurs, and food businesses with inputs, grants, training, equipment, advisory support, and market linkages. And these interventions aim to move beneficiaries from informal survival level operations to structured, scalable, and competitive agribusiness enterprises. At the last ministerial briefing, we reported that 151,595 agribusinesses had received support through grants, input, tools, and advisory services, enabling them to scale sustainably. I give you pleasure to inform you that from May 2025 to date, an additional 66,949 beneficiaries received support from projects such as the Onje Eco Farmer Subsidy Program Phase 2, where 6,749 farmers benefited from a 25% subsidy on animal feed in poultry and aquaculture farming, in tractorization services, and the supply of bags of fertilizers to support crop and vegetable production. Also under the Lagos Entrepreneurship Program, in which over 1,500 youth were exposed to agriculture through training and capacity building. Under the Lagos Agri-Innovation Club, which has engaged thousands of youth-based entrepreneurs with diverse agricultural, technological know-how and enterprises. $250 million in grants and support provided by the government to support these young entrepreneurs in scaling their businesses. And we have one Agri-Innovation Club member in the group here, who is also a beneficiary, and that is Voice of the Farmer. We also have the Lagos State Fadama Coordination Office under the Lagos Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus Program, which aims to expand access to livelihood support and food security services and grants for poor and vulnerable households and firms. The program supported over 33,000 direct beneficiaries across various value chains in crop, particularly maize, cassava, vegetable, in livestock, which would take sheep, goat, pig, and poultry into consideration, and fisheries, both aquaculture and artisanal fishing, and also upgraded 96 wet markets with wash facilities. Following this success, the second phase of NG Cares is underway with over 20,000 beneficiaries mobilized and sensitized across all LGAs, LCDs. Fifth in place, we also have input delivery through the Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority, LISA. In realization of the fact that successful agricultural productivity relies on the availability of quality and affordable inputs, LISA was strengthened through additional manpower and budgetary provisions for efficient service delivery. And in the period under review, the agency distributed agricultural inputs, including fertilizers, improved seedlings, agrochemicals, fish feed, livestock feed, and farming equipment at reduced prices to farmers across the state. This intervention has significantly reduced production costs for farmers, whilst increasing crop yields, livestock production, and overall agricultural output, thereby helping sustain farming in the state. Through its farm service centers, LISA provided services to over 10,000 farmers in the period under review. Sixth is the extension services through the Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority. Established as the teacher of the farmer, the agency has continued to develop innovative ways to provide technical service to farmers through the state, utilizing physical visits to farmers in farms and production clusters. And to deepen access to farmers, the agency has adopted extension services and also commenced the radio programs for farmers on both Traffic Radio 96.1 FM and Echo FM 107.5. We also have the Lagos State Coconut Development Authority. The ministry has implemented projects under them to expand the cultivation of coconuts, which is our major cash crop, through the provision of various capacity building programs supporting over 2,000 coconut value chain stakeholders. To strengthen the supply of seedlings to service the heightened interest exhibited by investors and coconut farmers, they have been able to carry out projects such as the provision of solar-powered industrial boreholes with stanchions and construction of office store accommodations at Ilogo and Ise site locations, fencing of Bowo Coconut House to boost the agency's seedlings production capacity. And this resolve to boost coconut supply in the state is further supported by the listing of the Coconut Development Authority in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. We also have market access expansion. Our approach to expanding market access is exemplified by the Produce for Lagos initiative and the 500 billion naira offtake guarantee fund, which was launched in July 2025 by Mr. Governor. The Produce for Lagos program stands as a flagship intervention addressing a core challenge. While Lagos is a vast food market, its food supply has long been fragmented, informal, and susceptible to disruptions. The state's food consumption far exceeds its production, with much of the supply arriving from other states through uncoordinated channels. And Produce for Lagos is therefore a strategic framework for organizing production, aggregation, logistics, processing, financing, and market access around Lagos's growing demand. It is a demand-driven model that starts from what Lagos consumes, identifies supply gaps, supports producers and aggregators, links them to structured markets, and ensures that food can move into Lagos in a predictable, efficient, and affordable manner. At the center of this initiative is the Offtake Guarantee Fund, which is designed to de-risk agricultural investment and build confidence among farmers, producers, processors, aggregators, logistics operators, financiers, and investors. It assures producers that there is a structured market for their outputs and investors that Lagos is serious about building a reliable, organized food economy. This is important because one of the biggest challenges in agriculture is market uncertainty. Farmers are often discouraged because they do not know whether they will be able to sell their produce profitably. Investors are often reluctant because they are unsure of demand, logistics, payment security, and market coordination. The Offtake Guarantee Fund addresses these concerns by making Lagos a credible and organized demand center. Through the program, we are strengthening partnerships with food producing states, production clusters, private investors, aggregators, and logistics operators. The goal is to build a food supply system where Lagos can plan what it needs, structure how it is produced, organize how it is moved, and ensure that it reaches consumers more efficiently. This initiative also supports price stability. When food supply is predictable, logistics are efficient, post-harvest losses are reduced, and middle-level market infrastructure is strengthened, thereby making prices less volatile. Produce for Lagos, therefore, not just a production program, but a market stabilization strategy, an investment framework, a logistics model, and a food security instrument. It also creates opportunities for farmers outside Lagos. Through structured up-country partnerships, producers in other states can produce for the Lagos market with greater confidence, which creates jobs in those states, strengthens the national food supply, and positions Lagos as a responsible market leader within Nigeria's food economy. For the private sector, the program opens opportunities in aggregation, storage, logistics, processing, financing, digital platforms, mechanization, input supply, cold chain, commodity trading, and retail. For financial institutions, it provides a platform for safer lending through structured demand and guaranteed offtake. And for farmers, it provides market assurance. For consumers, it promises improved availability and more stable prices. And this is the future of market access in Lagos. It's not a random intervention, but structured demand, not fragmented supply, but coordinated value chains, not uncertain markets, but guaranteed offtake, not food vulnerability, but food systems resilience. Fifth is the food culture promotion and festivals. We host annually the World Food Day program every October 16th, but before that, over a week-long program is in place. And this is a milestone event for us as a ministry that reaffirms our position as a national thought leader on food security policy. The event provides a platform to celebrate our farmers, our entrepreneurs, and everyone in the value chain to engage with the global agricultural development community on sustainable resilient food systems. Following this, we also held our 5th edition of the Lagos Food Festival, which annually we hold at Moriola Park. And last year's theme was Taste Without Borders, which was a resounding success. With over 13,000 participants, I know there are many people in this room also at that event. And we had food transactions in millions of naira recorded by participating food vendors. The festival continues to serve as the state's premier celebration of culinary heritage, cultural diversity, and food entrepreneurship, providing a vital showcase platform for food value chain actors, connecting them to new markets, to new partners, and to new consumers. And to stimulate the next generation of food champions, we had in 2025 the Eco Flavors program. We had both the junior and the senior edition. And this is designed to nurture the culinary talent, creativity, and interest of both our school children, graduates, and anyone interested in the food system space through mentorship, hands-on cooking, and to facilitate the consumption of healthy foods. And in this program, both for the junior and for the senior, we try as much as possible to make it very inclusive, and so it is a call that is open to all and sundry. For the senior category, adults aged between 18 and 35, we ask them to come on board, challenge them to create nutritious, high-quality meals using ingredients sourced from local food hubs. The objective is to identify and promote the next generation of culinary influencers and chefs in Lagos. And we concluded the program last year with a total prize pool of 20 million naira cash, aside from other gifts that were given out. We believe that this program also successfully bridges the gap between agriculture and the plate, and by elevating the profile of young chefs and focusing on the affordability of local ingredients, reinforcing the Lagos State government's commitment to youth development and food sustainability. And the success story of this project lies in the fact moved on transition from business owners. Lagos remains one of the strongest agribusiness investment destinations in Africa. The state has the population, the market size, policy direction, infrastructure, investor interest, and political commitment required to support large-scale food systems investment. Priority opportunities exist in aquaculture, poultry, red meat, rice, coconut, horticulture, feed production, processing, packaging, cold chain logistics, commodity trading, mechanization, greenhouse farming, digital agriculture, food hubs, and food retail. With the Lagos Central Food Systems and Logistics Hub approaching first phase commissioning, the expansion of the middle level hubs, the implementation of the Produce for Lagos program, the 500 billion naira offtake guarantee fund, the Lagos Aquaculture Center of Excellence, RAM, which is the Rural New Development, and the Innovation Ecosystem. Lagos is creating the infrastructure and policy environment for serious investors to participate in the future of food. We therefore implore more participation by private sector players, financial institutions, developers, investors, technology providers, processors, and logistics companies in taking agribusiness to the opportunity. Structure is being built and conclude to distinguish the progress recorded between the and today shows that the agricultural projects we are building infrastructure and supermarkets, improving rural activity and empowerment in food culture enterprise, supporting farmers, strengthening value chains, attracting investments, and building resilience. As we move forward, our immediate focus will be an operational central food security system and logistics hub this year. Continued expansion of the Produce for Lagos program and the full activation of the offtake guarantee, the completion of and the expansion where food is available, affordable, safe, and nutritious, where farmers social as a future-based sector, and where investors find confidence, and where Lagos continues as Nigeria's food systems powerhouse. We appreciate your and continued support and continue our journey to bring us the Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. Thank you about epistolar position. Insightful presentation on the activities and achievements of the ministry. Please thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed to interactive session with the guests and ask their questions. Kindly introduce the organization.
My name is Leadership Newspaper. Of the Commissioner of Agriculture and Food Systems, and you know, they accepted everything that she said. I want us to understand. Transforming the agri sector from a stable business. But the thing that was, if you look at our presentation, it also succeeded in increasing food production economically. In the area, I've said it before, I don't want to repeat it. The Honorable Commissioner Shop and the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Ms. Abisola etc. They are absent to Lagos State government. This is not history. The University of Dr. It's not that I had that.
From the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems, we want to say thank you. Merry Christmas in advance. Now that we still have a be raised again around pricing, around not that and not that we inch our way forward to making sure that the mandate we have been given to deliver, we deliver it to the best of our ability. God help members of the press support us. Help us. If you see something, say something for us. I know quite a lot of people, particularly Mr. Dan and TT, they are trying to talk to us, reach out. It's not that we saw this so quickly addressed it, but like I said, there's still so much work to be surfaced yet. But God knows that we have been able to we see what other countries are doing, and we know that this is how they also became food sufficient, food efficient, and so we know that with Mr. Governor's help, all of his support, and his direction and directing, we're on the right track. God will continue to help us. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Please, can we have our seat as we move from the vote of thanks? Please, can we have our seat? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. To move the vote of thanks. To move the vote of thanks, can we invite the Parliament Secretary, Ministerial, Agriculture, Mr. Mark.
Distinguished members of the press, you all, and thank you for making time out to be with us today as we presented our scorecard for the last 1 year. A open dispute of thanks, I remember very clearly, very well, when I was swearing in the government that we became my hands and said, you are the commissioner, your special advisor, you have very serious work to do. I thank God that he didn't just give us our charge, but the fact is that he went ahead of us and led us as a leader that he is, and that's why we have this success recorded here today. So I'd like us to put our hands together for Mr. Governor, Mr. Babangida, so we can afford even the concert. Of course, Bufu himself is an agricultural engineer, yes, and a very serious partner with us in the Ministry of Agriculture and the food systems. We promise that we'll continue to push on, we're going to move forward and ensure that in the next 1 year, God willing, and God giving us strength and life, we will present a better scorecard here today. So we appreciate you all for listening to us, and of course to the members of staff, the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems, those who are here to be directors, but of course all of the food leaders who are out there on the street, they're still working. All of them have all contributed to the success that we have here recorded today. That's a really thank you for making our time, and God bless you all as you go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.